are live. Welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship in the Porsche GT3 Cup. This round is taking place at the Ricard circuit, a very technical circuit with two fantastic straights. Really tests the skills. Just set your car up for speed for the straights, or just set your car up for the inner sections, which are very twisty and do really push the tyres and the brakes to the limit. That's the dilemma, and if you can get the balance right, you can get some really good achievable times. As you can see, it's typically a warm day as you'd expect in Marseille, where the track is located. Track temperature is going to be, as you can see, into the 30s. So that's another thing to consider, not only from a qualifying perspective, but for the race. You know, it is going to play on your tyres. It's going to cause wear, but it's also going to give you grip as well. One thing you don't really want to do is burn your tyres up. That's going to have a massive impact on the overall performance of the car, certainly towards the latter part of the race. Good evening, Dave, Sim Racing Elite. Welcome to the stream. Got a few new toys to play with tonight, so hopefully you'll see them as part of the streaming that goes on, just to enhance the viewing experience, shall we say. So qualifying is a 15-minute session, with it being the Porsche Cup. We did the same in the GT4 Cup last night. So it's a very short qualifying. You've really got to get on your best behaviour, get your track in, and, you know, ultimately do what you can. You're best filling your car up for about 4 or 5 laps and then just going for it. You have no joy, well, unfortunately you start at the back of the grid. That said, in the GT4 we held fire until we got onto the Mistral straight. What it allowed people to do was get into almost single file, and then on the straight go for it. Inevitably it means people at the back, the gap gets further away, but it did appear to be quite clean, I think it's fair to say. And I don't know if they're trying that tonight. I wasn't involved in the pre-race meeting, but I had to guess, I reckon that's probably going to be the case. So I'm going to jump on board with Derek. Both Derek and Carlo have been showing really decent pace, so consequently I'm half expecting them guys to do a really good lap. So obviously you can see Derek's going down the Mistral straight here, probably maxing the car out, braking late, taking the corner as quick as possible, easing around signs, and then carrying on the short little draft to Bousset. Again, if this one closes in on you, so it's quite important to get the angle right. Done that really well, and this will take him into Bendor. Again, another one that starts quick and eases into a tighter corner. And as you come round, you start heading to Village, and then Latour, and then the hairpin, which is Virage du Pont. Onto the start-finish straight. This is where a lot of time can be gained in relation to your braking. So Derek has gone pole so far. He'll come down, take the corner into Verrières. Watching the track limits, that was nice. And then coming up to another little technical section where you've got to brake, drift to the right, try and keep momentum, and then take the tighter left-hander into the hairpin, which is Sample Bohème. Okay, and then got onto entering Le Col, and then onto the Mistral straight. Derek has been obviously beaten up so far. Carlo has took him. So at the moment, obviously we've got quite a tie going on for first place here, and not too far behind them is also Jonathan Wood. So after a couple of laps in, I'll give you the current positions of where everybody's up to. For the moment, Derek's not up on his previous time. Jonathan's gaining a little bit, but he was a bit behind. About 0.8 of a second behind, and he's only a tenth up, and he's lost his time there a bit now. Hi Harrison, hi Melvin. Welcome to the stream. So Carlo is on an even faster lap now. I'm just going to jump on board with Carlo, because Carlo's a little bit behind Derek. He has lost a bit of time here. He scrubbed quite a bit of his time actually in that one bend alone. Has made a little bit up there though. Got that corner really tidy. And this is going to put him into the 1:59.1. So obviously very good lap time there. Hi Andy, welcome to the stream. Right, let's take a little jump down, see who's on a bit of a flyer. We've got Neil Bywater. He's nearly a second up on a 2:01.4. So that's going to take him to within spitting distance of pole. Could even put him on 3rd or 4th place if he can keep this up. In fact, he's on an absolute flyer here. He's going to jump. If he can keep this up, I was going to say he goes into 2nd place with a 1:59.8. Obviously nearly caught the car coming out the pits there. So a couple of drivers stretching the legs a little bit here. Going to make a very interesting grid. Carlo's going faster again. He's looking like he might actually make the 1:58s at this point, Carlo. He's gained a lot of speed as well. He's definitely on a bit of a flyer here. He's trying to keep the power on. He's lost a bit there. He's lost a 10th. Yeah, he's scrubbed a lot of his time there. Neil Bywater is going faster again, but he's nowhere near Carlo. I think at the moment Carlo's definitely looking the fastest by 3/4 of a second. That, in racing terms, is considerable. So unless Neil or Derek can put an absolute flyer in, I think it's potentially Carlo's, apart from someone just diving across in front of him there. Hopefully didn't put him off. Yeah, he's lost. I think that put him off there. You can see he lost half a second, which is a bit unfortunate. Terry is doing quite well here. He's nearly half a second up. And Jonathan is half a second up. So Jonathan's looking at the moment like he's going to steal 2nd place. And he has. Jonathan's took 2nd place. So as it currently stands, these are the positions. So as you can see, Carlo in 1st, Jonathan 2nd, Neil in 3rd, Derek 4th, Terry 5th, Andreas 6th, Shane 7th, Jeremy 8th, Kai 9th, and Terry rounding up the top 10. So at the moment, it's anybody's guess for what's going on there. But I do think there's a significant gap between Carlo and the rest of the field here. Derek seems to be in 4th at the moment. He doesn't seem to be breaking the 2-minute barrier. So I think that's probably impacted him a little bit as well, knowing full well how quick the other guys are in front. Terry is on a really good lap. Not to do the kiss of death on him. This is likely to put him in 3rd if he can keep it up. His best was a 2 minutes and 0.3. 2 flat 0.3, and he's currently over half a second up. Obviously he's got a long way to go to the end of the lap. Kept his time so far. He's lost a touch. He's now half a second up, so he's still up. Battling for 3rd or 4th here at the moment. He could be gaining a 10th just to solidify that position. Yeah, he's made a bit of time up here, a lot of time up. Definitely looking like he's going to get 3rd here, as it stands. Might get 2nd. At the moment, he's looking good for a 2nd if that car doesn't get in his way. was well done. Yeah, he's doing a second here. Yeah, that's put Terry in second place. So that shifted the grid around a little bit. Now Terry second and Jonathan third. 4 minutes left, so a couple of laps potential for somebody coming out now, but not more than that really. Problem is your tyres don't really get warm until the third lap. One of the new guys, don't think he's raced before, Ian McFarland. He's a 2:01, so I think this is his inaugural race, so it'll be interesting to see how he performs. And might give us an indication on where he's going to be in the GT3 if he races the GT3. No one's looking like they're going to beat Carlo's time. Terry got the closest, but definitely no one's going to look like they're beating Carlo's time there. Not much movement. Derek Bird's gone slightly faster. It's going slightly faster. Dimitri is also going slightly faster. But other than that, everyone's pretty much static. Carlo's a 10th up. No, he's lost it, so again he might go slightly faster, but not much. I don't know if he'll break the 1:58 here. I'll jump on board with Carlo as he comes to the end of the lap. He's got a bit wide there. I think he's lost his time through going wide there. He's still got a little bit. Do we lose gaining another 10th, and he's just done it. This is going to put him in, if he can get this over the line, it'll put him the first driver to be in the 1:58s, which I think is fair to say is an extremely good time. Yeah, he's looking really good. Half a second, he's dropped a bit, but I think he's definitely done it here. Yeah, 1:58.9. There you go. So he's managed to do a very, very decent lap there. The only one true flying lap left. No one else is making headway in the field. We've got one driver in the 1:58s, 5 drivers in the 1:59s, 3 drivers in the 2-minute flats, 2 drivers in the 2:01, and then you know, you're looking from 2:02 onwards then down the field. It's quite a split beyond that, so I think we're definitely going to see some people taking back markers in this race, and obviously this is the place to do it on the straight. Carlo is now on a current flyer, as you can see there. You should see his sector times get replaced as he goes through each sector. That was his last lap, which was the 1:58.9. He is up, so he's potentially on a good time here. So we'll see if them sector times change. I don't know if it changes the sector times dynamically. Hi Terry, welcome to the stream. He's still got a bit of pace in him. He's still running well here. Oh, that little jink there I think's just put him off a little bit. We're coming to the remnants now of qualifying. Quite a few cars in the pit, so I don't think there's going to be much. So yeah, a few Terry and Jonathan up at the front as usual. Derek, Neil, and Carlo. I think they're the always, you know, guys who are top. You can see there, Carlo's just took a little bit more out, another 10th out of his time. So Carlo was doing really well. Kai's on a fast lap here. He's a second up, which will potentially move him up 2 places if he can keep it together and put him in front of Jeremy. It's going to put him in front of Jeremy. Yeah, it's put him into 8th position. So that was a good lap by Kai, that. Talking about doing it at the last minute death. He's put himself in front of Jeremy and Terry there. Okay, so all the excitement starts. Obviously, just got a couple of cars still out on the grid here, which is going to cause the time to dip a little bit. We've got 4 cars out on the track at the moment. 66. Looks like he's just quit to the pits. We've got 701, which is Derek. He is slightly up, albeit he's not going to jump up the grid yet with that time. Yeah, he's now looking like he might steal third, actually. He's put the lap together. Looks like he might steal third here. So, at the death, Derek's just going to jump Jonathan, by the looks of it. No, in fact, he's jumped to second place. You can see Carlo, Derek and Terry and Jonathan is the starting 4 positions there. We've still got a couple of cars out on the track. Again, 71 is Jonathan. He's going slightly faster. He's just lost a bit of time. It looks like he's gone off Jonathan. Okay, and we're back. So, quick rundown. Carlo Van Brabant in first. Derek Bird in second place. Terry Howard, third place. Jonathan Wood, fourth place. Neil Bywater in fifth. Andreas Pettersson in sixth. Shane Pollitt in seventh. Kai Schaefer in eighth. Jeremy Arabas in ninth. Terry Trowbridge in 10th. Ian McFarland in 11th. Dimitri Stathis in 12th. Ruben Monsato in 13th. PJ Vitala in 14th, Willie Owens in 15th, Mers Paunov in 16th, Manuel Souza in 17th, Peter Miles in 18th, Stefan Buckley in 19th, and running up the rear is Bruce Hopkins in 20th position. I will expect Bruce probably to run through the field here. So again, I'm not too sure of the starting situation here. Welcome Nico to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Maybe doing the same as last night, which means they're going to run really until the Mistral Straight, and then they'll go for it. So we shall see what's going to happen in relation to that. You'll probably see a few of them weaving just to get the tyres warm, because the front of the Porsches are terrible for getting the heat in. That's one of the first things you probably want to do, either some severe braking to get them warmed up, or to get some heat in them another way. Now, the way this is setting up, this looks like it might be go at the lights. We shall see. So that doesn't look like racing to me. That looks like everyone's taking it easy, perhaps. He says. Oh, someone's still gone flying down the outside there. So let's see if they go for it on the Mistral Straight. There's been a bit of a tap at the back, which was between Bywater and Pollitt. So someone's got a bit tasty together there. You can see they're all getting in single file here, so it looks like they're doing the same as last night, which means they're letting Carlo guide the group, and then they're going to go for it. That's it. Away we go, and I'm going to jump on board with, I'm trying to work out which car that is. It's Neil, and let's see how he's going there. How's he got the legs? Not a cut at all. He's managed to go in inside there. That was a good take there. So Neil straight on the offensive there. First lap. Already gains 1 place. Almost got a bit of a tank slapper on there. Let's just jump back to a couple of places. Seems to be quite a few cars there. Jump on board with Shane. He's chasing Kai down. Just to keep the action. I will switch back in a minute. Welcome Andy to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Very close in front. I think Andreas has caught Terry there, I'm not too sure. Yeah. Andreas and the scared racing car. I don't know if he's scared of racing or what, but he certainly does get scared when I'm behind him because he doesn't know what I'm going to do. And he did actually say that last night. Oh God, that was very close. And also Kai very close as well. So I don't know if there's people still getting the brakes warm or they're just learning the corners again. Someone's already got a drive-through for track limits, which is number 74, Stefan Buckley. So depending on where you are on the track, track limits are quite generous in this on this circuit. So the corner going in there, you've got a very wide berth on the out, as long as you don't hit the little red flippers at the end. And this corner here has got a massive off-ramping effect. And as long as you get on, you've not gone too wide before the 3 little flaps on the side of the circuit, you'll probably get away with it. You can see there the little flaps, so everyone was in track limits there. Kai's absolutely flying behind, as you can see. Kai's really having a go, looking really aggressive is Kai. The position up front hasn't really changed. It's Carlo, Derek, Jonathan and Neil still in their respective places. Obviously Neil gaining a place from the start of the race there. Kai getting a bit of pressure from Shane. And the GT3's Shane is a quick driver, so I should imagine that'll transfer quite well into the Porsche Cup as well. Main difference being obviously the lack of traction control. Someone's nicked the track limits a bit too much there. I'd say warning for Terry there. He seems to be venturing all over the place there. Yeah, he's just gone wide. He's going to be very careful on his rejoin here to make sure it's a safe rejoin. Looks like he's got away with that. But he has lost a place, as you can see there. In fact, he's lost 2 places. 3 places. Shane Pollitt's took him as well. Don't know if his tyres aren't up to speed or whatever, but he just did seem to be struggling. And Terry's just gone really wide on that last corner as well. So Andreas is now on a flyer, but he's quite a way off Neil at this point in time. The gaps up front are quite revealing, really. Couple of seconds already by Carlo. Derek's already 3 seconds away from Jonathan, and Jonathan's a second away from Neil. And Neil's nearly 3 seconds in front of Andreas. So, as you can see there, there's quite a spread appearing at the front of the grid already. Everyone's getting the foot down and getting on with it. Alright, so let's ease the action back a little bit further. So I think we've got Merce. We've got Jeremy chasing Merce down at the moment. You can see from there. Jeremy looks like he's got the his Porsche planted actually, the way he's going through them corners then. Carlo there with the 1:59.7, currently the fastest lap. Pretty good early on, but that's just been superseded by Derek, who's just done a 1:59.6. So already some decent lap times coming out in race trim with what would be normal, you know, a full tank of fuel. Okay, so let's see where else we can go in relation to the action. So I'm just going to jump forward to Terry. Terry is right on the bumper of Shane here. Terry's trying to get his place back, hopefully without making contact. Shane's gone a bit wide there, but he couldn't get the power down enough. He's going to have to take this corner a little bit tighter. Good power down there, good traction. Might get him on the straight here if he's got a good enough drive. Yeah. So number 74. That's Buckley again. It says he's got another stop and go. There's been a car set. Oh, 74's gone off track, that's why. And I think car 74's quit to the pit. You see Terry got the take done. Jane's coming back at him. It's not really a passing place there, unless he can go up the inside, but more likely to run himself off with the cut of the angle. Yeah, I think Terry's definitely got the grips down there. Jeremy's putting pressure on Merce at this point. He's not giving up. Merce went a little bit wide there. That's one of the corners where track limits will penalise you. Carlo again flexing his muscles with a 1:59.2. And Andreas with a 1:59.2. So Andreas has took currently the fastest lap. Way to go, Andreas. That's looking very racy indeed. There's been an incident between car 42, which is McFarland. Let's just rewind that back and see what went on. So this was between Monsanto and McFarland. I think Monsato's the red. Yeah, he's outbroke himself there. He's currently... Oh, that was nearly a unsafe... Willie had his wits about him. I don't know where he's going here. Looks like he was going to the beach then. Get himself back on track. He's back on track again now. Okay, let's jump back on board to see where the action's at. And let's look at Jeremy. As you can see, has lost a bit of time to Merce there. So let's see who else we can get. So Bruce is, as I said, started his cutting of the field. He's going really well. Car 30's been off track. That is Souza. One of the benefits of this track is the huge runoff areas. The chances of getting a damaged car are quite limited. Don't get me wrong, there are a few places you can get it really wrong. But ultimately, from a perspective of damage, you tend just to kill your tyres more than anything. I'm just going to jump forward because it looks like there might be a bit of action here. I think Andreas is catching Neil up a little bit. As we saw, Andreas has got the relative good lap time. So I'm just going to see what the splits are. Oh, sorry, it's I've done the wrong split there. That's it. Andreas and Jonathan. Okay, so we get to see what the splits are between Andreas and Jonathan. Andreas did have quite a fast last lap. Tell he's definitely faster though, in relation to the way things are going. Turning in really well there. The angles on that one. Let's jump across into the dash. Is he going to get him on the straight here? So this is prime for the taking here, isn't it? Looks like he's definitely gaining. He's going defensive. It's Jonathan. Oh, look at the speed difference there. Wow. Almost like he walked past him. Andreas doing really well. He's got himself some decent bit of pace out of this. He's pulled away a little bit as well, nearly half a second from Wood. The gap's increasing. And still a bit of time there in it. As you can see, Andreas is currently holding the fastest lap, and he's doing well up that leaderboard. And you can see Kai as well. He's doing really well. So Kai's going to be on Jonathan's tail shortly, I should imagine. He's a few seconds off yet, but it's looking like he's potentially going to gain. Although it does appear that Terry's very close to him. Let's just jump on board with Terry. As you can see here, Terry's trying to come back through the field after his bit of an issue. Neil looks like he's gone off a little bit as well. It looks like Neil and Terry have had a bit of a to-do, shall we say. That's why Neil's dropped back a little bit. I have seen a bit of an incident which I did miss for the replay. But it does look like Terry's possibly hit Neil. There could be a bump past there without looking at it. Can't really make judgment on that. Certainly the time Neil is in the distance, it does look like there's been a bit of an issue there. Neil is trying to come back strong, but we shall see. Trying to dive up the inside. I think Terry will catch Kai, but it's all down to whether he catches him and passes him safely or not. A little gaggle of 4 cars here, and it looks like Jonathan and Andreas are still battling, although Andreas does appear to have the better of him. A couple more cars further down where there's a bit of a battle, which is PJ Vitala and Monsanto, and I'll see how this one goes, and then I might switch to them. You can see the pace difference there wasn't exactly the same as what Andreas had. I don't know whether he's running a bit more downforce. He's very close to track limits there then. It's Kai. Kai is half a second up though. So he's responding to the pressure definitely. And he's actually took 2 seconds, nearly 3 seconds out of Jonathan in front of him. Although he did go a little bit wide there. He's lost a bit of time going into that corner. I think he needs a bit of a good run into the corner here just to pass him. There's no one else as close on the track as these two at the moment for the battle. That doesn't mean anything obviously, because things can change. No bad bend, bad brake, before you know it you're under pressure from the car behind. He's got a good run there, Terry. You can see the difference in traction coming out the corner. Got the corner more. Still battling though, is Kai. He's lost a bit of time to Jonathan here. I think Neil's on the tail in a minute as well. Just have a quick check behind. I will jump back. Yeah, Neil's catching as well, and so is Terry. So I think it's going to spice up a little bit, shall we say. Neck and neck. Is he going to pass him? Yeah, just made it. Good driving that. Although I think it's fair to say Neil went to track limits. He'll be wiping bits of flapper off the front of his car. You can see Terry's really on him there as well. Well, let's jump on board with Terry. This is getting really interesting, these three together. I think Kai's obviously nearly oversteered. Oh dear. Oversteered and then looked like he got almost a tank slapper on. Good for them guys. They're not managing to collect him or him collect them. Good driving that. Good racing, smart racing. We've now got Terry on Neil. Kai's got a fantastic run out of that corner then. As you can see, he's be interesting to see who gives first here. You can see Kai's definitely got the corner. It's all about who's going to brake last. I think Kai's gone into that too hot. And great racing. Still no changes up front. Jonathan's at 1 second off Andreas. So at the moment Andreas is still looking good. For certainly a position. I think there was an incident before with Neil. There must have been a tap. There's an incident registered. It was obviously Neil and Kai. I think as Kai's come across, there must have been the slightest bit of contact. That's not really worth worrying about because you could see Kai had tank slapped it a little bit. Alright, PJ I think is catching Ruben up. So let's just jump across with PJ. Oh, Ruben's done track limits there. He'll be getting a warning for that. Because there's no way you can't gain an advantage there when you're joining that corner at full tilt. Is he going to get the power down to pass him? Just going to run out of legs, I think. Terry's absolutely flying now. He's 1.1 seconds up. And he's eating the time. Jonathan's in front of him. Monsanto there nearly got sideways. He's off track as well. Be careful. He might be having another warning there. He's gone too far. You can definitely see PJ's the quicker. Yes, the front four still as it is. Nothing's changed up front. Still got Andreas with the fastest lap, which again under race trim's really good. He's got him there. I don't know if the Monsanto will let him go there or what. But PJ seemed to make that very, very easy. Okay, a bit more action further back. We've got Dimitri behind Willie. So Willie's been pumping in some good times. He was a bit concerned over the lap times that he was seeing from other drivers. But to be honest, with Willie, it's not about the lap times, it's his consistency. He seems very consistent, which kind of lowers your lap times in general anyway, because everyone's will go up and down. You see he's taking nice lines, and you can see Dimitri's now getting hassle off Bruce. So let's just if Bruce is going to get him on the straight here, or whether Dimitri's going to get that's track limits. That'll be a warning. I think he's going to get Willie here, and he's a much better drive, but it's all down to whether Bruce is going to get them both. I think Bruce is just too far back. Definitely got a good run here, hasn't he? So far nice and clean. I see Bruce as well as coming to the party. Nice and clean passes. Oof, very, very wide. That potentially could be a second warning within one lap. We could be seeing a drive-through soon as a result of that. As I mentioned, we knew Bruce was potentially going to come through the field. It does look like he struggled a little bit though. It looks like he's not having it his own way. But although he's making progress, it does seem to be quite slow progress, and he's quite a number of seconds off the front runners. He took that brilliantly if he can keep it going. Yeah, the run was brilliant there. Again, respect to Willie there. He knew he'd been had, so rather than racing him, he's let Bruin pass him there. Greetings, Nikos. Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Right, let's see where the action's at. Quite a bit broken up now, the grid, to be honest. Let's. This is really the closest we've got, which is Merce and Jeremy. Jeremy must have obviously passed Merce. We've missed that, which is for a comment. There's not much more going on. Hi, Stefan. Yeah, it looked like you had. You just seemed to. The track limits seemed to get the better of you, and you come back out the pits, and it looks like you again seem to go off track. Obviously, I weren't watching, so I can only go from what I can see on the timing screens. To be fair, though, as you probably appreciate, and you know now, I think this is a very difficult track, and where a lot of tracks you can get to flow, you seem to be fighting with the car on this one all the time. Apart from on the straight where you can go for a brew, go to the toilet and come back and still be on the straight. I think all the other parts of the track, you're fighting with the car. Stopping it from spinning out like that, as Mercer's just found out there. Still not much going on at all. It's looking pretty dead in relation to any racing that's going on. Jonathan's slightly catching back on Andreas. Mercer's obviously catching a little bit on. Well, he's caught Jeremy because Jeremy went wide a little bit there. So, unfortunately, Jeremy's definitely lost a bit of time there. Other than that, there's no one remotely close to anybody else. Or remotely, you know, I'm talking seconds. I think it sounds like Jeremy's tyres have gone off there. You could see them scrubbing, hear them scrubbing. Right, I'm just going to jump on board with Dimitri because he's caught up to Monsanto. And he's going to get quite, I would imagine he's going to get quite a good draft onto the straight here. If he can get the power down in the right place. That's a much better corner in that time. So we'll see how much of a draft he's going to get here and whether he's going to get the slipstream, get a good tow off him, and it's enough. Gaining slightly, but I don't think that's enough from where he is. Not unless he's going to dive bomb up the inside, but I just don't feel he's going to make it here. No. They've both gone wide. That's again, Dimitri may have got a warning for that. If that's the case, I count that as 3 warnings. If what I've said's right so far in relation to the track limits. So he's staring down the barrel of a gun at the moment. It does that again, the chances are he's going to get a drive through. And where he is, that'll probably put him at the back of the grid. Oh, Monsanto's helped him out there. He thought he'd go down the escape road. And still, again, not much action going on. The gaps are all pretty respectable. Like everyone's taking the time. The closest battle is Jeremy to Merce after him going off. Andy, I'm using, you may recognise the graphics. It's the same one as Nicholas Klaus used on Sunday. So with between myself and Jeremy negotiating skills, they've allowed me to use it. So I've installed it all, and you've got to set it all up obviously through OBS Streamlabs, and it's just a different beast. So I can switch different things on as you saw before. I've got the likes of the tower. I'll give you the current running order. I can pick any one driver and see what the splits are for that driver. I can do a comparison of 2 drivers to do a comparison of split times to see where they're up to. So there's a few little toys it's got, and you probably also noticed when there was a fastest lap that flashed up across the screen as well. So yeah, I installed it about 5 o'clock, I think it was. I want to change Studio Labs a bit, Streamlabs. I more or less had it up and running within half an hour. So yeah, it's a nice bit of kit. It's much better than the standard stuff. Interface is different, and there's a lot going on. You can see who's made what position and who's lost position. I've got full leaderboard with all the splits and what the potential bests are for each driver. So I can see from here Carlo's best should be a 158.9. He's never done that. At this moment in time, the fastest man on track is Terry at 247 kilometers an hour. So there's a lot of information available to me, more so than usual. It's pretty useful to be fair. It's ultimately the same. It's very similar to what I'd started converting from the QNOS one, but they've just put a lot more work into it. And what it does is it opens multiple windows on the screen, and in one of the windows it's got the split. In another window it's got the timing tower, which apparently was new today, so I'm one of the first to use that. And then you've got another window which is the fastest lap, and all it does is poke information in. Yeah, there's a spotter and all sorts in it. There's a spotter guide. There's all sorts of things you can do. It's really interesting. It's difficult because I've got the race going on above me, as you can appreciate. Bit of action here, and I've got to try and keep track of the timings to see where the races are and the gaps are. So yeah, it's not easy to keep everything, and I think that's why the professionals have 2 or 3 people running on 2 or 3 screens, and they're on the same Discord channel. So one of them can say car number 34, zoom into them, they'll pick car 34 like a spotter, and then they can watch it. Obviously I'm doing it all by myself, so I can only go with the tools I've got. That was a good pass there by Ian on Bruce. It's an app called ACCTV. It's in beta, but I've been honoured to receive this version of it, which is being paid for at a very reduced rate by eSeniors, and consequently I think it just adds a bit more to what I was trying to do. I was trying to do the best I could with the tools I had, but the tool set wasn't enough, unfortunately, so some of it was being made up. But basically it's really good what it's giving me here. You know, I've managed to get most of it set up in Streamlabs, so I can just press buttons on my Stream Deck. Yeah, where's Tonto when you need him? Very good point. Right, so Shane, just catching up here, is just caught up with Jeremy, and you can see Mercer's gone very wide there. Oh, that was nearly a bit of an impact. Mercer's off track limits there. Merce could have received a warning there, I'm not too sure. It can be quite aggressive, Merce, though. In the race last night, I managed to take him up the inside, and he come across, bumped me, and then overtook and then carried on off track, where I had eased off, so he managed to stay in front. Felt a bit hard done by, but then again, a couple of laps later, high hit Andreas, tapped him on the back and it spun him. I did wait for Andreas, to be fair. That was very wide by Jeremy there. Right, there's been an incident. Car 30. It's right at the back. Let's just zoom into that and let's see what happened. There's car 30 with Miles. Sousa's in the red and Miles is in the lime green, if my colours are right. Oh dear, dear, dear. That's got to be one of the most spectacular crashes I've seen. He was nearly going round on 2 wheels there. Well, that was interesting, shall we say. Guess what? They're both in the pits. Really? I'm not surprised. Okay. Right, let's go back to Dimitri. Dimitri's going to get Willie on the straight here. Yeah, that was really interesting, that one. Good little battle with these 3, isn't there? Willie, Dimitri and Ian. And then you got Bruce up the rear as well. So, you know, you've got 4 cars fighting for what is 13th position. Absolutely quite exceptional, isn't it? You know, you always think the good racers are at the front. Although, you know, not necessarily. Looks like Jeremy might have took Merce as well, looking at this. I don't know if Merce has gone off. Can't see at the moment. Not much between them. Let's just jump to that. Yeah, so Jeremy's took Merce, and now you've got Shane. Obviously catching the pair of them up. I think something's going to give here. Merce looks like he was losing his way a little bit with the tyres, perhaps. You can see he's going to get a good run here. Yeah, he's going to get eaten alive here, isn't he? Oof, that was very abrupt. Almost pulled out at 90 degrees then. He's not making it, is he? Jeremy's still there. He's got the racing line, though, to be fair, as Merce. And you can see Shane's thinking about it as well, but Shane's got a bit of a slapper on there. And that means PJ's managed to pass Shane. PJ's doing really well because he was right down towards the back. And I think Jeremy decided he wanted to take a shortcut, perhaps. I'm not too sure about that. He seemed to... Shane's now trying to keep up with PJ. PJ's now going to be taking... Looks like he's going to have a go at Jeremy. So let's look for the rear wing. You can see there's a gap there. And you can see that there from the splitter. There's not much going on there. Quick update on the leaderboard for you. Okay, so you can see exactly where everyone is. Andreas is still managing to do the fastest lap, which again I think is fantastic. And he's holding his own by the looks of it. Although I think Terry's now giving him a bit of grief. I might just jump on board. In fact, Terry's took him. Yeah, I've missed that opportunity there. Terry's managed to take him. So, in fact, I think Andreas has had a problem. From this perspective, I think Andreas has... I wonder if I can go back 30 seconds to see what went on. Whether we caught it. Possibly not. No, it looks like we've not managed to catch it. I guess that's Terry in front of him. That's a shame that. He was on for a good position there. Been a bit of an incident between Willie and Bruce. In fact, Jonathan and Andreas did touch. Oops, don't know what's happened there. Alright, I think it blipped. Sorry about that. I don't know if Andreas is going to go back for Jonathan, but it does look like Jonathan's clobbered him there and caused him to go off because he did lose a significant amount of time. He did look close from where I could see. He's got it all to do again now, Andreas. I think the problem is, though, is Jonathan was catching him anyway, so he had the better grip. Still a bit of activity going on further down the field. Still got these three battling out. And Jeremy trying to close down on Merce. Shane's close in the pair of them. And the other battle on track at the moment is down with Neil Bywater. Is slightly catching Kai. Kai's still in 6th place and is behind Andreas. If Andreas has got a problem, I should imagine Kai's going to start catching him. The gap's currently 6 seconds, so not too much of a problem at the moment. Neil's slowly cutting at Kai's lead there, which we'll do in a minute. Oof, cars all over the place there. Oh, that looked nasty. Both cars touched. Luckily, no one come off. Shane did get past because he was in the slipstream of Jeremy there. I wonder if PJ's going to come back at him. Sticking to his bumper there, isn't he? Quite well. Almost track limits there. Can't believe there's no more drive-throughs going on as it speak at the moment. Yeah, gap at the fronts. Carlos 30 seconds ahead of second place Derek, and Derek's 4 seconds ahead of Terry, and Terry's 12 seconds ahead of Jonathan. Kai's took a second, 2 seconds out of Andreas. Although the gap's increasing, sorry, it must be where they are on the track. Neil's not caning on Kai. Okay, so let's switch to... We need to see this from the air, don't we? Looking a bit too close to me, this. There's too many cars in close proximity. Need to look at it from the sky. Oh, and there's Merce taking the wide-angled view of things. That's what you call off-roading. Shane's got a good run on Jeremy here. Jeremy's got a good run on Merce, but you'll see Merce go very defensive. To be honest, Merce should have give there. I think Jeremy will probably lodge that, because Merce was still racing off track, and he really shouldn't have done that. That's what he did with me yesterday. He's off track again there. PJ's giving Shane a bit of a run here, and the one who lost out on that is Jeremy. Still all together. And yet Merce still sits at the front of them all. I think he said yesterday his tyres just went at second part of the race, but he does drive, as I say, on the edge and probably burns his tyres out. You can see just how much he's slowing down there. And he's gone wide again. Watch, he'll accelerate. That's what he did with me last night. Just accelerates off the track. If I had admin now, I'd give him a drive-through for that. That's at least 2 times he's gained an advantage by being off track. So Shane of Woodstack Racing. He's trying to keep the pressure on Merce. I think if one gets him, it'll either be a big accident or they'll all get him. Because he does look like he's struggling with traction there. We'll come up to the Mistral again, so are we going to have a bit more of the same? No, at the moment everything's looking hunky-dory. Problem is PJ in the back Porsche is trying to catch Shane, but Shane's in the draft of Merce's Porsche, so you know they're all pulling each other along at the moment and no one's going to gain. And yet Mercy's managing to keep him at bay at front there, so PJ takes quite a good angle into there, doesn't he? I think you guys are commenting on the same thing as me. I think there's been more than one instance where he's done that, and it's not just one race now. He did it last night, and he's done it in 2 separate occasions tonight. And I think we really do need to take action against it, because otherwise we're saying it's acceptable. This is one of them tracks where he's evidently getting away with it. Unless he gets a drive-through, he's going to maintain position, and really, I reckon he's going to lose if we penalise. He's done it again, look. If he penalises him, that's 5 places he's going to lose. I think I'll be having a chat with Jeremy about it. And even though someone might not lodge it, I think Jeremy will anyway as a steward. Otherwise, we're saying do what you want. Yeah, that's a perfect valid point, Dave. Normally there's a wall there and you can't do it. He's taken advantage because of this track, which I think is very unfortunate. Doesn't make it right though, does it? Just because you can. Neil did manage to pass Kai. It looks like Kai's tyres have gone off. So Neil's tracing Andreas down, but he's 7 seconds behind. Yep. As I said, I will raise it with Jeremy because he did it last night on that same corner, and he's done it tonight. But he's done it more than once. I've seen him do it at least 4 or 5 times tonight. And then everyone's gone wide there. I think Shane was driving into Marseille at that point then. I don't think Merce likes getting past, so it's do or die, isn't it? Oh. Right, let's just review that, because obviously something went on there. And somehow, Merce always stays on his feet. Was there some contact there? I was looking at the timing screens. I don't know if I missed something. Oh no, both cars just went off. But again, Mercer's accelerating off track. I just don't understand how that can happen. Mercer's dropped down now. There's Jeremy off. Has somebody put a load of ice or oil down on the track? Cars are going everywhere. Shane was the big benefactor there. 17.701. 17 and 701. Derek Bird has collided with Mr. Souza. Was it Mr. Souza? No, sorry. Terry Howard. It looks like Terry's had a coming together with Derek. I wonder if there's going to be any penalties pushed towards Terry. Because at the moment it looks like he's hit Andreas. Took Andreas out. Car 88's gone off. Which is Jeremy. So I think his tyres have gone. And it looks like he's had contact here. Terry was definitely gaining, I think. Or was it Derek who's passed Terry? Could be a valid point, that. It may be Derek who's done the nudging there. Or is Rubin racing? Who knows? Okay, so where's this? The action's calmed down a little bit now. We're getting on to running with the final lap with Carlo. So Carlo's coming to a finish now. You can see he's got Willie Owens in front. He's 22 seconds in front, which is quite considerable, I think it's fair to say. Gotta get past Souza though. Could all go wrong here. I would race it here. I'd keep it simple. That's a congratulations to Carlo there. You're saying to Nikos, then you're not even racing. West Coast Oregon, who's changed his title to something less obscene, which is good to see. And coming up behind them is Derek, who's being pressured by Terry. It looks like Derek's going to get it done. Terry in 3rd place, and Jonathan's coming up the rear in 4th place. And Andreas did make 5th. He's coming up behind him very, very shortly. Coming up with first start finish straight, followed by Neil, who's lost time to Kay. Looks like he's gone off because Kay's got in front of him there. Kai's got in front of him, sorry. Kai's managed to take him again. O'Neill's had a bit of an off. There's been no contact reported. Cheers, Nico. And that looks the end of the race. Some good racing there. Obviously some questionable moves by some drivers, but I'm sure they'll get in. They'll certainly get raised. Obviously, as a steward, I'll be raising them. Watching it first hand on more than one occasion just doesn't sit right. Having the same done to you yesterday doesn't sit right. So it's not the fact that if you only did it once, you can turn a blind eye to it. But a serial offender, to me, just doesn't feel right. Okay, everyone. Thanks for watching the stream. And good evening.